Hi, this is Drew Tignanelli. This is our August update, and as of this August update, things are going pretty well. Actually, the S&P 500, as of the day I'm taping this, which is July 21st, the S&P 500 had turned positive for the year. Now, that's amazing when you consider it, Mike.
What a year it's been.
We went up 10, we came down 35. Well, actually, we came down 45 if you really think about it.
Daily.
And next thing you know, we're back up to positive for the year. A lot of that has to do with that Oxford University has a vaccine that tested very well, and now they're doing a 30,000 person study. And if that one comes back, they will begin vaccinating by later this year. And they're working with AstraZeneca, and AstraZeneca has promised that they have available 2 billion sources to get the vaccine out. So they'll produce 2 billion vials to vaccinate.
They will. They are producing them right now.
Well, they can't produce them right now.
They're producing them right now.
Well, you're saying if
they're producing them in advance.
In advance. Well, yeah. And here's the other interesting thing about this is that they're doing this all not for profit. So, it's interesting. And also, if anyone gets, this is non-financial related, get a chance to study the lady with Oxford University who's the head of this. She's fascinating. She's non-glory seeking. A lot of people don't even know who she is. But she's been at the center of helping to bring under control numerous pandemics or viruses, disease, since her career 30 years ago. And this is her biggest challenge. And supposedly she hasn't seen her family in over 4 months. She's working 24/7 on this. And so, praise God for ladies like her and the people that are on the front line fighting this thing right now.
Absolutely. Well, I'll say that this has been one of the most difficult years to produce a video that we shoot 1 to 2 weeks in advance of when it comes out, as far as following what's going on and how quickly everything's been changing. But yet, on that topic, last night they announced, we'll see if it holds true, that the U.S. government has already purchased 300 million doses from AstraZeneca. I checked, we have 328 million in our population. So
I thought we were bigger than that, but it doesn't matter. You vaccinate 300 million and you basically have brought it to an arrest,
right.
Because you got to have people that, 300 million, there's going to be little chance that the non-vaccinated ones are going to be affected. Anyway, markets are doing well. Interest rates are staying low. Houses are selling nicely. My house is up for sale if anybody wants to buy it. Now, that's a big topic that a lot of people keep asking. So August 1, Mikey becomes the CEO of Financial Consulate, and I become chairman. Not chairman emeritus or chairman in memory. No, but just chairman. And so I'll get to focus on the things that I really like to do. Mike can deal with all the administrative things on a day-to-day basis. And who better for the job than Michael? And
I appreciate that.
And
you'll still be working with all your clients?
I'll still be here. I'm committed to at least the minimum age 80, and if I'm doing well and healthy and I'm still enjoying it, I'm likely, hopefully, like Warren Buffett, go to 90. So we'll see. I'm not going anywhere. I just don't want to have to deal with the administrative things of the company. I've had enough of that. 40 years is enough administration.
Some clients have asked and that have heard from one thing or another, and I'm still going to be working with my clients as well. You'll still see me in the light you have. And then Drew, you've actually you've moved closer to the office.
Yeah, I'm gonna
right up the street.
I could just get a little tube and just sled right down into the office, because I'll be 1 block that way or 1 block that way, depending on where our next office is.
We're taking a vote between zip line, scooter.
Right.
Your wife Bev has said Vespa.
Vespa is an Italian scooter type thing. But with this world of pandemic where you learn how to work out of the house more, that's what obviously is going to happen more and more. But I want to assure all of our clients that as this gets resolved, anybody who wants to meet with us in person, we'll be here for you to meet in person as necessary and so forth.
As soon as we can, but unfortunately just not right now.
No, and it's unfortunate because I just had a client that a prospect that we were talking to, they want to meet in person, and but they understood. They said, we're just going to have to accommodate what we have to do right now. And so we got to get through this, and as Vice President Pence said, I think it's one of the best lines I've heard, today we're one day closer to the end of this thing.
Right.
And every day we wake up, we're one day closer to the end of this thing.
But every day is a new day, and it brings new financial planning opportunities.
That's true. And so this year, schools are reopening, but not reopening. So it looks like homeschooling is kind of the...
Yeah. So as a member of a family or a household that has 2 young kids, and one of them going into the first of the kindergarten, not first grade yet, but it's been a real topic. So a number of parents are both looking at private schools that may have more autonomy in how they decide to open, as well as a number of parents may be discussing homeschooling as an alternative to use the homeschool program developed by their county or city. One of the planning opportunity here, the thing that we wanted to highlight, is that very timely some changes were made to 529 rules. And now 529 monies can be used both for private high school and elementary, right?
Any K through
K
12.
through 12.
And homeschooling.
As well as homeschooling. So if you wanted to...
And that's only up to $10,000 you can withdraw. But you have to have expenses.
Right.
But if you have expenses for homeschool or for a private school, you can plop the money into a 529 plan, take it back out, and get a state of Maryland income tax deduction.
Right. And just to reinforce what he's saying, because this was true for college students, but as well as now true for high school or K through 12 and homeschoolers, is you can put the money in on Monday, and as soon as it clears, Tuesday or Wednesday, take it back out to pay for the expenses. You don't have to
leave it in there. Yeah. But the way that the Maryland 529 plan works, because I do it myself, is it takes about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
That you have to be in advance, put it in, the money clears, and then you have to put in an order to transfer the money out, and it's about 2 weeks that you have to do that through. So, matter of fact, I'm in the process of doing that right now for some expenses for our daughter who's going to graduate school, and this is her last semester, and we're helping her out with that. So we're doing that, and so it's going to take a couple weeks. But homeschooling does take a few $1,000s of expenses, books and online courses and stuff like that. Internet connection would be deductible.
Yeah, whatever materials required by the course.
Yeah, as long as you can prove that you had those expenses, you can use the 529 plan. Did you have something you want to? Because
I just want to make sure Roth Conversions that we get that.
Oh, Roth Conversions, 2020. There are no required minimum distributions. Now we have until August 31st to put the money back in that you took out in out of your IRA, as long as it's a required minimum distribution. So let's say a client in January took money out of their IRA as a required minimum distribution, and then all of a sudden find out at the end of March they didn't have to.
Yeah.
Okay? They can now put the money back in before August 31st. But here's the key. Even if you took the money out or didn't, if you want to do a Roth conversion, this is the year to at least analyze it.
Right.
It's not assured. It's not assured.
Right.
Because we had a client just recently, they made $70,000 when they had to take the RMD out. This year, they don't have to, so we're going to put it back in, and now their income's only going to be $50,000. Now you say, well, that should be a relatively low tax bracket, but actually, they would have paid less taxes to convert $10,000 when they made $70,000 than if they take $10,000 out when they make $50,000. You say
incrementally.
Well, but I mean, it's just ridiculous. How could somebody who makes $50,000 pay more in taxes on $10,000 than somebody who makes $75,000 and takes $10,000 out as a Roth conversion. It's totally illogical, but it does happen.
Yeah.
And this is a situation where it would happen. It all has to do with Social Security and how Social Security is taxed when you're in retirement. The point is Roth conversions need to be analyzed,
right,
not just done.
Medicare premiums, everything thought
You have to
out.
look at all that stuff, and so you need to be contacting your consulate advisor and saying to them, should I be doing a Roth conversion? Let's look at the numbers and make sure we're right, that this is a good thing to do. But you need a Roth conversion strategy, because I just read some of the Biden tax proposals that he's talking about. Let me tell you something. I don't care if it's Trump or Biden. They're both going to raise taxes in the future, and when they do, it can get pretty onerous, and that Roth conversion could be one of the saving graces. So it needs to be thought out. It needs to be considered. And this is a year you really have to think about it.
You're going to have, if you're in that bucket, you're going to have less income than you do in a normal year. So it's definitely a great year to do the analysis.
Yeah. So anyway, it's Drew Tignanelli saying God bless.